Hello everyone, and welcome to another video of mine devoted to Egyptology. In this video I will present to you an old but renewed project of mine. Our much loved EgypZine devoted to the gods and goddesses of ancient Egypt is finally back in its new design. This little booklet informs you about the most important and best known deities, their characteristics, the meaning and origin of their name, as well as some of the great myths connected to them. The EgypZine is a collaboration between me and a very talented artist, Lena Cordy, who designed the pages and created the artwork. We took our time to redesign the old zine in order to provide you with new illustrations inside and out. The new edition features a new cover, illustrations of all deities from Amun to Thoth, as well as their names written in hieroglyphs. The inspiration behind the new design of the zine are the old travelers' journals, filled with rough sketches, coffee stains, and written with a typewriter. I'm very happy how it turned out at the end, with its vintage journal look that I simply love. I thought it would be a good idea to share with you now my introduction for the zine. I hope you enjoy it. If I spark interest in you and you want to support me by buying a copy of the zine, please follow the link in the description box. Thank you with all my heart. When we talk about ancient Egyptian religion, gods, and myths, there are a few points that require further clarification. I've said this before, but in the language of the ancient Egyptians, there are no words that can be translated as an equivalent for religion or faith. For the ancient Egyptians, religion was part of the politics and science, and it was not in contradiction with any spheres of their social life. On the other hand, the usage of the word faith would require the ancient Egyptians to believe in the gods, which as well is a very alien idea for their society, as they never doubted the existence of their gods. On the contrary, the divine realm was not something abstract, but their reality. They were able to see, hear, and touch their gods. However, there is an ancient Egyptian word that is very close in its meaning for what we take for religion or faith, and this is rech. The term rech can also be translated as knowledge, knowing the names of the gods, knowing the right ritual actions, knowing how the visible and the invisible world are structured. The Egyptian king often calls himself rech het, the one who knows the things. Of course, since there is no better word, we inevitably use the words religion and faith, but one needs to keep in mind that they do not quite represent the concept of rech. The Egyptians were assigning many gods or goddesses to one concept or natural phenomenon. I've heard many people referring to ancient Egyptian divinities as the god or goddess of this and that. This type of classification is very problematic when it comes to the Egyptian pantheon. For example, there is no such thing as a single goddess of love or motherhood. The goddess Tauret, Hathor, Nut, and Isis were all seen as patrons of birth and motherhood. This means that a certain concept could be named and worshipped in different ways. Many gods and goddesses can be replaced by others without causing a conflict in the religion activities or the belief system. Egyptian gods and goddesses can be depicted in different ways. Lions, for example, are associated with power and aggression. Many of us know that Sekhmet is regularly depicted with a female body and head of a lioness. But this is also the case for Tefnut and Pahet. The goddess Hathor is often depicted as a cow, but so is Isis. Gods and goddesses can be manifested in objects as well. For example, the musical instrument called sistrum is seen as a representation of Hathor, while the gods Osiris and Nepri are represented by grain. Dualism and symmetry are key factors in the ancient Egyptian religion. Many gods and goddesses form couplets and can be represented as two opposite concepts. Apart from the most common union of husband and wife, we also have pairs of the same gender, like the sisters Isis and Nephthys, which along with Nate and Selket are connected to the 4 cardinal points. Horus and Set are seen as Upper and Lower Egypt. Ra is the light, while Osiris is the darkness. The problems with myths. We know many titles of books and descriptions of ancient Egyptian myths, but the truth is that what we understand as a myth appears much later in the history of Egypt. Many of us know about the myth of Osiris, who gets killed by his brother Seth. And in the ancient Egyptian monuments, the motive is countlessly mentioned throughout the Egyptian history, but only in fragments. In fact, the unified story came much later from Plutarch, a Greek and Roman biographer who lived between the 1st and the 2nd century AD. I hope you enjoyed this quick video, and if you did, please subscribe, like, share and comment. This really helps my channel to grow and reach more people. Also, I will be curious to read in the comments below who is your favorite Egyptian divinity. Mine is definitely Tauret. Her name means the big one, and yes, she is depicted as a big hippopotamus with lion legs, a crocodile tail and a huge belly. She is an adorable and mighty goddess that protects pregnant women and their babies. So that's all from me, guys. I will see you next time, and until then, be happy, enjoy life and stay inspired.